The University of St. Joseph in West Hartford has changed dramatically in the past decade, changing its name from St. Joseph College, admitting men, and hiring legendary UConn coach Jim Calhoun. So where do they go from here? And with me now is the president of the University of St. Joseph, Rhona. President Free, great to see you here.
Very nice to be here. Nice to see you, Dennis.
So USJ is on such this growth spurt right now. What's going on?
Well, we have a lot going on this year. We just launched a new engineering science program. Our baseball team is playing on their brand new field. So it's just a very exciting time in higher ed in general, but at St. Joe's.
Yeah, you had to build a lot after you went co-ed, correct?
We did have to build a lot. We tried as much as possible to renovate existing space, modernize it, build in the equipment that we needed for new programs, the computer science programs, exercise science programs, a lot of new programs that we could renovate. So we didn't expand the footprint all that much, but we built what we needed to build.
What's the biggest change since you went co-ed, would you say, in terms of the school's reputation and image?
Yeah, I think going co-ed allowed us to expand programs that we would have liked to offer when we were just a women's only institution, but we didn't have the enrollment. But I always felt that women should have had access to those programs. So by having male students, having more students in general, we could add a wider range of programs. So the last one is the engineering science, but we started as soon as we went co-ed with sport management and promotion and the whole range of programs in between. So having more of those programs, it also really expanded our athletics program. So we have a lot more women in our sports programs, along with all of the men who are new in the sports programs.
And how's the application process going so far this year?
It's been really good this year. I mean, everybody will have heard this year there's this complication with the FAFSA application, which is the application for financial aid. That's been a slow rollout of a modified form. But applications are really strong, and so we're very optimistic about the fall semester, so much so we've had to look for new spaces for students to live. I think one of the trends that we're seeing that I think is probably across the country is maybe it's after COVID, maybe it's something else, but a lot of college students who can live on campus are choosing to live on campus instead of living at home or living off campus and off-campus housing. So right now we have more applications for on-campus housing than we've ever had, and that's great.
And so they're building some housing downtown that USJ students can live in. Tell me about that project.
Yeah, so I mean, we're fortunate in that there have been some really fabulous renovations, restorations of buildings downtown into units that are small enough that graduate students might want to live there. There are also some buildings now that are set up with almost like a college dorm. And so we're looking at, to some extent, creating incentives for students to live downtown. We will always guarantee housing for any undergraduate students who wants to live on campus. But some students will enjoy living in the city. Hartford is a great town, as you know. There's so much going on there. And so if we can just get enough students from all of the colleges in the area to live downtown, we can get Hartford to be this college town, which I think it easily could be.
Yeah, and there's benefits to, well, I guess, additional educational benefits from living in the city, correct?
Yeah, there are educational benefits, and so many of our students have to do pre-professional experience, whether it's a clinical rotation in a hospital, an internship with the accounting firm. So many of them are going to Hartford for those pre-professional experiences, that living there might just make life easier for them. So that, plus being next to the Yard Goats and Hartford Athletic and the Wadsworth Athletic, there's just so much there. I think there really are advantages to students, not through their whole 4 years, but certainly for graduate students and maybe some upper-level undergraduates to live in the city.
I first interviewed you years ago when you first hired Jim Calhoun. How important was he to the growth of this university?
Yeah, I mean, it was important in terms of getting visibility. I think we could have done a lot of marketing, and ultimately the word would have gotten out that, yeah, USJ is now a co-educational institution. But having his reputation and his name certainly gained us visibility, and that was great. But he also is a terrific coach.
Yes,
so,
and a nice guy, too.
Yeah, he was able to bring in a team of young men who had tremendous success right from day one. And they've been a successful team on the court since then, and I think that's obviously in large part to the foundation that he created, but also a culture that he created on the team and that Glenn Miller has kept going, that they are student athletes, so that means they're students first. And so Jim continues to monitor the progress of every player that he ever recruited to St. Joe's, just as he continued to monitor all of his players from UConn and Northeastern. So it's really a culture that he helped to create that's really positive.
Rhona Free, the president of the University of St. Joseph. We appreciate you being with us here today.
Thanks for having me.
In a moment, a massive development planned for right next to the Millstone nuclear power plant when we come back.